Welcome back to another episode of HB the Life Coach. I'm your host, Emmanuel, and this is the platform where we get young men to go from victim me mentality to victory mentality. Today's episode is about mindset and paradigm shifts, okay? Your mindset is incredible if you allow it to be. Your mindset is your paradigm, and how you think, feel, and behave is due to your mental state or your paradigm. You weren't born into being the way you are today. Someone taught you, environment taught you how to be the way you are. You had no knowledge, you had no way of knowing what your mind was gonna be. You had no idea of your body and how to use it. You had no idea how to deal with your emotions and, plainly put, your energy. Everything you know was programmed into your mind at a young age. And psychology says the most impressionable age is the ages of 0 through 7. That is our highest state of absorbing information, between the ages of 0 through 7. All right? Psychology already proved this out. And we see this all the time in our children. They grow rapidly. They learn 10 different languages if they want to, because they're exposed to that reality. It's simple. Super simple. Look at your kids, man. You can see that they're learning things that you struggle to learn on a daily basis because their mind has that elasticity and they have so much curiosity inside of them that it allows them to grow in a phenomenal way, exponentially. But at the same time, we don't really have a choice because we're dependent on school, we're dependent on family, we're dependent on associates, we're dependent on certain structures to give us that certain level of information. But until we rewire our brain or shift our paradigm or change the way we think, we're always going to repeat the same patterns, same behaviors, same feelings, same triggers, same everything. So allow your paradigm to shift and your intentional mindset to awaken. You must allow new information to come into your life. It's okay for us to accept the idea that new information is given to us and that we register that new information and use that new information to change the way we think and feel and behave. If not, we're stuck in our old ways, and that's called stubbornness, right? But if we feel like we can't do anything differently because this is how I know how it is supposed to be, then we're going to always be in that mindset and nothing in our life is going to change. If we keep repeating the same things in life and expecting a different result, Albert Einstein defined that as the definition of insanity. Come on now. Like, you know it's not working. You tried it time and time and time again. This is not the same thing as consistency where you just keep doing the same thing over time and it'll help build something because you have a plan in place. This is about doing the same thing, expecting a different result, knowing it's not going to happen, but just, I'm going to do it anyways. What is a paradigm? So Bob Proctor came up with this amazing quote. It said, a paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over all our habitual behaviors. And almost all behaviors are habitual. Meaning, we're habitual creatures. We do things habitually. Meaning, if we find a trigger, or we're presented with a trigger, we're going to do the certain habit, and we're either going to receive a reward or a consequence. If we receive a consequence, we're teaching ourselves not to do that same thing, that same habit, next time we receive that cue. But if we receive a reward, every time we receive that cue, we're going to do it again and again and again. It's like if I am a mouse in a maze and there's only two ways to go, left or right. And every time I go left, there's a piece of cheese. You think I'm ever going to go right? No, because the left is the cheese. So I'm not going to go think about which way to go, left or right. I'm going to go up, down the maze and take a left. Up, down the maze and take a left. Oh, I know, right here. That's where the cheese is at. Now, if that looks right to you guys, don't get mad at me. And this is a camera, so it might flip everything. But yeah, the mouse is going to go up and then to the direction where the cheese is at. And at some point, it's going to stop thinking about it because it knows the cheese is on this side. Once we change our paradigm, our lives begin to change. How do we change our paradigm? Well, there's only two ways to change our paradigm. A high emotional impact moment, such as a wedding, a baby being born, a celebration like a graduation, moving, or maybe something tragic like the loss of a family member, right? All those moments or situations are high emotional impact moments. They can change our life forever. The other way to do it and this is the one that's going to take more action, more discipline, more consistency, is to repeat something, right? It's a constant spaced repetition of ideas that are essentially opposite of the paradigm. Meaning something like affirmations. People say affirmations because it really does work. It's scientifically proven. Over the course of an entire year, if I repeat to myself that I am amazing, I am powerful, I'm great, I'm gonna start to feel that way, and I'm gonna start to act that way. But if I tell myself I'm lazy, I'm fat, I'm annoying, I'm gonna start to feel that way, and I'm gonna start to behave that way. I'm not gonna want to do things. I'm gonna be lethargic. I'm just gonna not care, right? There's a certain way that our words feed us and fuel us internally through our energy, through our spirit, right? So when we think about the science behind it or the spiritual aspect behind it, how we talk to ourselves is imperative. Positive self-talk really, 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 really transforms us. Maybe not instantly, but over time. So we have to be mindful of how we feed ourselves with our word. I find that this method works best for me. I meditate for 2 to 5 minutes a day. There's a famous quote by an old Zen that once said, "You should meditate for at least 5 minutes out the day. And if you don't have time for 5 minutes, you should meditate for an hour." Interesting, right? If I don't have time for 5 minutes, then I gotta meditate for an hour. It basically is stressing the importance of meditation, right? Meditation helps calm you down spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And if you don't have time to do that, to connect with yourself, to connect with source, then you need to give yourself more time to do it. Because clearly you're overworking yourself, you're overstressed, you're you're not overproductive, you're over busy. And being busy is not the same as being productive, right? So you need to give yourself a period of rest. And the best way to do that is to meditate. Next thing I like to do is I am affirmations, right? So I am strong, I am powerful, I am kind, I am smart, I am loving, I am worthy of receiving this blessing, I am worthy of being loved, I am worthy of doing these amazing things, I am worthy of receiving these amazing things, I am worthy of giving these amazing things, I am fortunate, I am grateful. These things help power my mind and power my emotions to have a great start to the day, full of energy. The third thing I like to do is I like to have a goal card, right? What I mean by that is on the front of the card, I write down my goal, what I plan to do in order to see that goal be achieved. And on the back of the card, I like to write down the affirmation that's going to help me feel connected and resonate with that. Because our emotions are amplifiers of our thoughts, right? Your thought is beautiful, but once you merge thought and emotion, it's incredible. It's incredible. I once read a quote. It said, "When the mind and heart are in one accord, the doors of opportunities unlock." I don't remember where I got that from, but it's so beautiful. It speaks to my soul. So I'm gonna say that to you guys too. When the mind and the heart are in one accord, the doors of opportunities unlock. Okay? This means that you're able to take action and do things effortlessly because you're not fighting your mind and your heart. Your mind and your heart are working on the same project together. And that's powerful. Not everyone can do that. But you can, and we're going to make that happen. The fourth thing that I like to do is take actionable steps that align with my goal and affirmation, right? Because again, I want to think that I'm doing something right. I want to feel like I'm doing something right. And I'm going to take action towards feeling right. And the fifth thing I want to keep in mind is that action is incredible because it's not really another step. It's more like a thought process. Taking action means I believe in something, right? If I believe that I can get to the store before it closes, let's say it's 9:30 and it's 10 o'clock and the store is 15 minutes away. If I believe I can get there in time, get the things I need to, cash out before the store closes, I'm going to take the steps necessary to go to the store and get everything I need and leave before then. If I don't feel like I'm going to reach it in time, I'm not even going to bother trying, right? Exactly. So belief means you take action. To take action means you believe it's possible. Sometimes things are told to us that we think it's not possible. Jesse Owens, for example, was one of the first people to break the 4-minute mile. Everyone said it was impossible, it's impossible. But Jesse Owens did it. And he was the first one to do it. The first time he did it, within that week, Several other people also broke the 4-minute mile because they believed it was possible. Once your mind believes it's possible to do something, you will start to take action towards that mindset. But if you don't believe it's possible, you're not going to go after it. Henry Ford once said, "The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right." Because if I can't believe in doing something, I'm not going to do it. If I believe I'm going to do something, if I believe I can do something, I'm going to try and get there. And eventually, hopefully, I will get there, right? So both people are right. You probably had people in your life tell you, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that." And they're projecting their insecurities, their fears, their pain onto you. Again, remember that programming we said between the areas of 0 to 7? It still lasts the rest of our life, just not as impactful. So if someone's in your life telling you, "You can't do that, you can't be this, you're not amazing enough to do that," then slowly but surely you start repeating that same paradigm to yourself. And that's not fair to you, is it? So we have to be mindful and cognizant that, hey, just because they can't do it and they feel like and no one else can do it because they failed, doesn't mean it's not possible. It just means it's not possible for them. But for you, my friend, you could do anything you put your mind to. You just got to believe that it's possible. And that's the first step, belief. And what happens with belief? What do? We take action. That's all I got to say for today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm HV the Life Coach. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share this with people that you feel like it's going to resonate with. I appreciate y'all. Tune in for the next episode. Stay blessed and stay beautiful.